All right, so just to summarize here, both photosynthesis and respiration are processes, chemical reactions that are related to energy in living things. And in an ecosystem, photosynthesis happens in plants, and it releases as waste products oxygen and glucose. Those products of photosynthesis can be used by animals and all organisms for respiration, and in respiration, these organisms release carbon dioxide and water as waste products, which then can be used by the plants. And so we have this recycling of carbon and oxygen in the ecosystem, so that these materials are constantly recycled from one type of organism to the other. Okay, so if we just review, remember the reactants, those are the things that are on the left-hand side of the arrow. Okay? Those are the reactants, the raw materials, the ingredients which are combining. Products are the things on the right side of the arrow, the things that are produced. All right, so let's start photosynthesis one more time. McKenna, what do we start with over here for photosynthesis? We have water. What's another thing, Catherine? Light. And the last thing, Gage? CO2. Yes. So light, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay, and what do we produce? What are the products? Ian, what's one?
I gotta go with oxygen because I can't remember.
Oxygen is one of them. What is the other one? Jake?
It's glucose or C6H12O6.
Yes, C6H12O6 or glucose and oxygen. Okay, and so the purpose, the point of photosynthesis is for energy from sunlight is captured or changed into chemical bond energy. Yes, sir. The bonds between atoms in a molecule can store energy. And that's what photosynthesis does. It captures light and sort of transfers that energy into the bonds in between the atoms of glucose. Where does this happen? In the cell? What organelle? I'm not? In the chloroplast of cells. All right, so that is photosynthesis. How about respiration? All right, Michael, what's one of the reactants?
C6H12O6.
Yes, glucose. What is the other? Jason? O2, oxygen. Respiration produces three things. Katie, Kira? ATP. Allie?
H2O.
H2O. And carbon dioxide. Mia, which organelle does it happen in? Sure? Abby? Mitochondria, which releases energy for the cell. And it's the main source of energy for all living things. Basically all living things, whether it's plant, animal, bacteria, they all go through this process of respiration to produce ATP, which the cell runs on. See it? Correct. For example, only plants and a few other things go through photosynthesis. All right. Now we're sort of saying the same things over and over again here. But photosynthesis requires three things. Let's see. Lucy, there? Go ahead. Yeah, light, carbon dioxide, and water. That's what's required or needed by photosynthesis. Ellie, what's needed by respiration?
C6O, right, H12O6.
And
H12.
no, it's not required. It needs glucose and oxygen is the other thing. Oxygen. All right, what are the end products gauge of photosynthesis?
C6H12O6O2.
Yes, the end products of photosynthesis are glucose and oxygen. What about the end products of respiration? Mia? Yep, ATP, carbon dioxide, and water. How could you summarize the purpose? What is the purpose of photosynthesis, Stephen?
Provide food.
Yeah, to make food for the plant, to make glucose. And how about respiration? What's the point, Jake? What's the purpose? To make what?
Air, like
Well, that does happen, but that's not the purpose behind it. That's sort of a side effect. Why do living things need respiration? Ian? Yeah, to create ATP, this energy that the cell really runs on. Organelles. Which organelle for photosynthesis, Moaz?
chloroplast.
Chloroplast. And let me ask you this question. What is the pigment found in chloroplast that allows this to happen, Abby?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. All right, how about respiration, Lena? Which organelle?
Mitochondria.
Yes, happens in the mitochondria. Which types of organisms, Lucy, photosynthesis? Plants. And see, and how about respiration?
All living things, plants, or animals.
Yes. What do we have to be careful we don't say here? What do you think a common mistake people will write here? Yeah, animals. And it happens in animals, but it's not just animals. It happens in basically all living things. Plants, animals, bacteria, fungi. All right, any questions about photosynthesis and respiration? Okay, you can put that away.